Lesson 4, modal verbs in the past. We use modals in the past to express an ability in the past using could, refer to a possibility in the past using could have, may have, and might have, express probability in the past using may, might, could, and should have, and refer to a deduction in the past using must have, had to have, and should have, and then express necessity or obligation in the past using had to and should have. Ability, possibility, probability can we use in the present form, but could we use in the past. I could speak Italian when I was young. If we refer to probability, we use could in this way. You could have gone to the concert if you had bought a ticket. So to formulate a modal verb in the past, you could have gone to the concert if you had bought a ticket. We use the modal verb could with have and the past participle. Be careful of the irregular verbs that change completely in the past. In deductions, we use must have. You must have been upset to hear your dog was sick. We can also use can't have. Can't have with the past participle also. The government can't have imposed another tax. So notice that the past form of these modals uses have with the past participle of the verb. Don't forget the irregular verbs change completely in participle form. We can also use had to as a deduction. The whole road is flooded. It had to have been raining all night. As a deduction, can't also changes in the same way. Can't plus have plus past participle in the past. For example, it can't have been Mary who stole the ring. She was at the cinema all night. We use must to express a necessity in the present form. For example, he must repeat the exam to enter medical school. But if we change this into the past form, we have to change it completely to had to. So he had to repeat the exam to enter medical school. Need and needn't, we use also have with the past participle of the verb. The government needn't have imposed another tax. The meaning here is that it wasn't necessary for the government to impose another tax. When we pronounce must have, needn't have, couldn't have, in the past form, we often contract the sound. So it sounds like this, can't have. Repeat after me, can't have. Needn't have. Needn't have. In the past, for necessity, we add have plus the past participle to need and should. For example, you should have brought your passport to get through immigration. Or you needed have brought your ID card. It won't be accepted at the border. Again, be careful of those past participles. Brought is the participle of the verb bring, an irregular verb. Again, to reiterate, most modal verbs use have plus the past participle in the past, but there are exceptions. So ability, can, changes to could in the past. And if you use could plus have in the past participle, the meaning changes and it becomes a possibility, not an ability. So today I can play the piano quite well. In the past, I could also play the violin, ability. I could learn the guitar if I had time. Here, could is used as a possibility to express a conditional form. I could have learned the guitar if I had time. If we put that in the past, it's a past possibility. Again, to recap on irregularities and exceptions, must changes to had to if you're expressing necessity or obligation in the past. Today, we must do the second part of the driving test, but in the past, we had to do the first part of the exam. Now, let's do the exercises to practice modal verbs in the past.